Hey guys, this is NLL Man here for another deck profile, and as you can see from the thumbnail, we are looking at Royal Knights. I decided to basically make a new updated version of this deck because I just wasn't really happy with the profile that my friend provided me with before. I tried it and it just didn't really feel consistent, especially the Odin's Breath. Like I tried it many times and it didn't really feel right for it to work sometimes. Um, I would always have to wait until my opponent was either less on security or when I was less at security. And against like Shine Gray and other decks, they heal so much that your security is never six or less, which is kind of weird. But I went back to the drawing board and just kind of just went with consistency mainly and just focusing on just the main thing, which is just getting out the Royal Knights. And so far in this build, I managed to make it seems a little bit more consistent. I did add in some new text that I noticed some people were trying out, like that purple blocker. I was going to try out maybe more Magnamons, but for now I just have the split of the Sister Mons. But yeah, for eggs, we are going still, of course, this being Royal Knight, we have to run 4 King Yggdrasils, or Yggdrasil, whatever, King Drasso, whatever, however you call him. You have to run 4. That's basically what the deck revolves around, so we work with it like that. Then for, of course, the little 4s or the non-royal knights, we have Omekamon. This guy's pretty cool. On play, draw 1. On deletion, you can place something underneath Yggdrasil, so really good. Then we run 2 CLs because this one lets us look at the top 3 and then trash the rest, and then it gives everything reboot, which is really nice. Then 2 Blancs to basically draw 2 more cards and give us decoys, so pretty cool. And then the tech I mentioned is the Porcupamon. It's a very weird name for me to say. On play and on deletion, you can delete one of your opponent's level 3. This basically helps you delete any rookie that is blocking you from basically, you know, uh, playing your Royal Knights and reducing costs, because a lot of decks have been running a lot of rookies that specifically stop you from doing basically your deck. So this helps with deleting it alongside Marcus. So having this and Marcus, you have 5 different ways to get rid of it, and out of a deck of 50, you should be able to see it consistently. So you should be able to set up and just kind of go for it. Then that's basically all the Digimon that are like non-Royal Knights. For Royal Knights, we are of course running the 4 Magnamon because Magnamon is a really cheap cost on turn 1. It's a 2 cost. Also, when it leaves the field, you get to draw 1, so pretty cool. Then we run, of course, the 4 Omnimon because Omnimon basically helps us delete something and helps us play all our Royal Knights once we get enough underneath Yggdrasil. Then we run, of course, 4 of the Searcher Dynasmon because it lets us add 2 Royal Knight cards to our hand, which is really, really important. Um, then, of course, if you can play a Royal Knight using the option card with this already on the field, you get to pop their entire board that's level 4 and lower, so pretty cool. Then we run 3 Gallantmon, 3 secret rare Gallantmon. That's like the one thing I just still don't like about this deck is that you need 4 of these and 3 of these, but whatever. This one is super crucial at the moment because on play it has rush by default. It also deletes something 6,000 DP or less, and then if it doesn't delete 16,000 or less, it deletes something 13,000 DP or higher. So you can get rid of 2 different things if you time it correctly, and the fact that when attacking, it also does the same effect. So you're popping like almost their whole board in the process of doing it. Then we run 3 Leopardmons because it basically makes everything blocker, and in conjunction with CL, you can reboot everything and make them blockers, so pretty cool. Then we run 3 Alphamon because Alphamon helps us basically stall against any deck that has a really big level 6 or 7, because then anything 10 cost or higher can't really do anything, and if they try to get rid of this, you basically just remove a Royal Knight from underneath it to just make it not die, and then you can just equip it next turn. Then we run 2 Jesmon because a lot of people do like to swarm the board, especially Bloomlord, so this does help get rid of some of their stuff, especially because Bloomlord has very weak level 4s and below, so really easy to pop them with Jesmon. Then we have 2 Genkumons because we do like to replay stuff from our Yggdrasil to kind of like help gain advantage. And it can also summon back a Sistermon from trash, so that's also pretty cool. Then we run 2 Craniumons because on play, when Digivolving until the end of your opponent's turn, this guy isn't affected by any of your opponent's Digimon. This card is really crucial against Shine because it purposely forces them to have to use an option card to get rid of him. And if they don't have that option card, they basically can't DP reduce him. And he is already 13,000, which is just enough to stop a Shine Greymon, especially if it tries to swing in. And it can basically kill a Shine Greymon to basically make it so their Marcuses can't go back in security. So really solid. Then we run 2 All Force Vidramons because this helps us trash stuff. I'm still kind of iffy on the ruling, but I do believe that with how this works, how the wording is, when you play Digimon with Royal Knight trait or Blue Tamer, basically after this is on the field and you play it, it gets to basically remove the top 2 sources depending on how many there are. Originally, I thought that it counted itself, but I checked with that ruling and it is not the case. So basically, you have to play this and then use the option card to play a Royal Knight to get rid of stuff off the source. So pretty cool. And of course, it does bounce stuff if it has nothing underneath. So if your opponent only has a level 4, you can get rid of it pretty fast. Then we run 2 Kentarosmon. Originally, my first version of this actually only ran 1, but this guy is actually really solid, especially if he's already equipped underneath Yggdrasil, because you can go Genkumon, summon this out, and then swing, and then when swinging, you get to basically trash the top card of security. Then you get to minus 7,000, basically, on somebody, so really strong. And if you have 6 or fewer security, you get to gain 3 memory, so this becomes a 2 cost. It reduces its cost by 3, so pretty cool. Then for the last 2 Royal Knights, we run 1 Lord Nightmon because this helps us grab something back from trash, and then 1 Examon. Examon is still really cool because the fact that you're running 3 Leopardmon and like 2 of the All Forces, there is a situation where you can basically, once you summon out all your Royal Knights, if you have both Leopard and All Force out on the field and they've already swung and they survived, you can Jogress into Examon and go for 1 more swing and basically end the game. So really cool if you still can't close out game with the Swarm. So yeah, that's all the Royal Knights that we run. For the last few cards, we only run an option and a tamer. We want, of course, run the 4 Royal Knights, the Purge of the Royal Knights. This card's really cool. Its cost is reduced thanks to Yggdrasil and the fact that on play it does draw 1 and equips something underneath. Then you can activate it because it has a delay, and you get to basically play out a Royal Knight that you just equipped. So you can basically set up for next turn to basically get rid of stuff. So pretty cool. Then, of course, we are still running the 3 Marcuses because we do want to set our memory and get rid of stuff that can stop us from doing anything. And the minus 3,000 DP always works to kill almost any rookie that can stop you because most of those rookies are specifically 2,000 or 3,000 DP. So you're guaranteed to get rid of it and, you know, have your memory set to 3, which does help with the costs of basically everything in this deck. Aside from that, that's basically the deck. I went for just going for as consistent as possible. So I took out the Odin's Breath. I took out, yeah, basically I just took out that. I did have the ideas of running like Crimson Blaze or maybe running a different tamer that can allow different color stuff. Like, for example, I had a build that was running the blue matte memory setter, and I would use that to basically run Ice Wall, but that was very situational, so I decided not to go for that. Instead, just going pure Royal Knights and its support, and then the option cards and the tamer that it usually goes for. It does look a bit basic, but it's consistent. That's the main thing I was going for specifically with this build, and so far it's pretty decent. It's just I have really bad luck with this deck, which is why I don't really focus on this deck as much. For me, this is a more of a for fun deck compared to a competitive deck, even though it is one of the top meta decks. But with how the meta is going now, a lot of people have been figuring out ways to get around this deck, which really sucks. So it hasn't really been seeing as much play, especially with how Shine is still its worst matchup, which is really bad because almost everybody has Shine. So this deck can't really get off the ground if your opponent is playing Shine sometimes. If they can speed up faster than you, you basically can't do anything, which really sucks. Aside from that, yeah, no, this deck is still decent. It's not the best anymore. It's still in tier 1, but not at the top of tier 1, but it's still a very good deck regardless. And if you want to play a Mega Zoo like deck, here you go. As usual, as I always say, this is a template for you guys to go off of, to tweak however you want. Like, you could have a completely different mindset for this deck. So I say go for it because it's your deck and you should build it to how you want to play it. Aside from that, like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you thought of this profile, and I will see you guys next time.